Usually the mayor does that. Thank you.
All right. Meeting of the Gallatin Municipal Board of Zoning Appeals will come to order. If you would stand for the invocation, please. I'll ask CJ to lead us in that.
Dear Lord, thank you for this time together. Lord, thank you for the fellowship. Lord, thank you for the beautiful weather outside. Lord, please be with us tonight as we make important decisions for our community. Lord, please be with everyone as they make a safe trip home. In your son's name, amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Roll call, please. Ms. Mary Ann.
Sir. Chair Moore,
Present.
Vice Chair Schreiner,
Here.
Ms. Holman,
Here.
Ms. Gregory, here. Mr. Morrell.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone looked, I guess everyone's looked over the minutes of the December 19th meeting. It's been a while, hasn't it, since we've been here? If everyone's looked over them and everything's okay, I stand somebody make a motion to adopt these, please.
One moment. We need to amend the spelling of my name.
Oh, yeah. Who does that, Mary Ann?
At the top, it's right. And down there in the middle, it goes from Schreiner to Schneider. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. But just for the record.
Sorry about that. That's just a typo.
Put it on my taxes so I don't have to pay them. I'll just say, that's not me. That's not me. Other than that, I will approve. I'll make a motion to approve the past minutes.
With the correction of your
The
name.
correction of my name.
Okay.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried then from that. Okay, it's time to elect officers. Seemed like it was yesterday, but I stand to have anybody that would like to elect anybody, that's fine. Anybody want to have a nomination, that's fine.
I move to leave the officers just as they are now.
Do that too.
I'll second.
Motion been made and seconded to leave the officers as they are. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so we'll leave the officers as they are right now. All righty. Those in the audience, public comments on the agenda's related items tonight, can I see your hand? Just one? Okay, so I'm gonna close it right now. Who's gonna give the report tonight, Brian?
So, are you opening it for public comment on agenda-related items?
I'm not, well, I opened it, but do you want him to speak first?
Well, if there is someone who wants to speak on agenda-related items,
Think now?
we open up a public
Okay,
comment
all right, I'm
period.
sorry.
Yeah.
Come on up, sir, if you would. State your name. I'm sorry.
Applicant, we're speaking on the item.
Are you the applicant or are you a
I'm
member of the
next door
public?
neighbor.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah.
My name is Bart Bagsby, Bagsby Ranch out here on Long Hollow next to where the church is going to be. We just want to simply say we welcome these guys in here, welcome the fact there'll be a church next door to us. I wanted to watch the presentation of what they're actually doing. I saw drawings of it that you've submitted, and there was only one question I was going to have, and I didn't know if that was the right time to do that, but I can refrain and do that after the presentation because you may answer my question.
We'll open up another public hearing during the item itself, but this is an opportunity to hear from the public prior on the items.
Well, the ranch is in full support of these folks being there.
All righty. Thank you. There was no one else raised their hand, so I guess I'll close it to public now and take the report.
Good evening, board members. I'm Brad Hickman, staff planner. The owner and applicant request approval of of a conditional use permit for a place of worship use for the Fireplace Fellowship per section 6.05.020.c of the Gallatin zoning ordinance on a 7.65 acre lot zoned agricultural residential district located at 1616 Long Hollow Pike. We can see the property here. As Mr. Bagsby just said, he's here to the west of it. North of it, we have Grace Church, and I believe the rest is surrounded by residential. Moving on, we see the house as it currently is with the proposed addition they want to make. Parking, and this is all very preliminary right now. We have parking and a drive that comes out. The split, the applicant has indicated that one entrance may be sufficient, but I'll let them speak more to that. Planning Department recommends approval of this resolution, number 2025-002, with these 5 conditions.
Thank you, Brad.
There will be public comment after this.
All righty. Any questions for him?
Sir, you'll have to open up a public hearing.
I'm going to open it to public again now if anyone has anything. Bruce, you don't have nothing?
I'm Bruce Rainey, here on behalf of Mr. Bagsby. He asked me to look over the plan. The plan looks great. He's all in favor of it. The only question that he has, and wants to confirm really, that the access for the church will be solely held on their property and not use an easement or anything. That was his only question.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ryan.
Thank you.
Anyone else question? Anyone else have a question there? So I guess I'll close it back this time, and any ask questions for the staff or the committee or anything for
And we do have representatives here.
The
the
applicant.
church? Okay. Any questions?
If you'd like them to come forward, sir, if anybody would like to ask them questions.
You have a question for them?
Not necessarily, but I'd like to hear what they have to say.
All right, state your name, please, if you would, and tell.
Name and address.
Hi, I am Shanda Tripp Hill. I am the pastor of the Fireplace Fellowship, and my address is 1328 Brinkley Branch Drive, right here in Gallatin. I'll just take 2 seconds to tell you that my late husband and I founded the Fireplace just right here on Water Street. We were here for like a decade, and so in fact, we used to have our Christmas parties in the bottom of this building. You could rent it for like $50 back then. So unfortunately, my husband passed away 3.5 years ago, and so I inherited the church, so to speak. We've been through a lot, to be an understatement. Our son was 16 when he died. Our daughter was 20, so I had all of that to deal with as well. But we were in Hendersonville on Walton Ferry, and we had a flood there is what happened. We had flood, and we ultimately rehabbed it with insurance money and sold it. So it is our desire to build a 4,000 square foot addition onto the 6,000 square foot house that's already there. And the 4,000 square foot would simply be meeting space for the church. The church has went through a lot. We've had to move several times, being displaced through the flood and all the different things. So we're just looking for a home is what and I believe that we can be a blessing to that community. We've already been in touch with the children's services. I'm not telling you we're going to do this, but we've explored the idea of Mother's Day out or daycare. There is no daycare anywhere on that side of town. At the Long Hollow, we have all those new apartments and all that right there by Big Station Camp School and all. But I was raised on the mission field, and I very much have a heart to help orphans, hurting people. And so it would serve as a headquarters for what we do. We have 3 orphanages in Haiti that we support every month. That we don't just support them, we completely take care of them. So it would serve as a headquarters for our missionary work. That does not have a lot of business or, people coming in and out. I'm just saying our office headquarters for all of that. And then our local body would meet there in the 4,000 square feet. So that's our desire.
Sorry about your husband, but thank you for
It's been very rough, but praise the Lord, I got remarried 5 months ago. He's actually sitting right there. And he actually pastors in another state. So it's absolutely crazy, but he pastors his church. I have mine. So, y'all can pray about that we actually get to pastor the same church someday. But, so it's a crazy situation, but our church is very resilient and our people have stuck together. And so I'm just trying to see it through all the way to restoration, to have a fully functioning building, and hopefully we can raise up another pastor, staff pastor might come in, and I could honestly work more in missionary work would be my desire. But we gotta get a forever home, so to speak.
How many members you have now?
We honestly have, you know how it is, you have it, however many you have on the roll versus how many actually show up.
Yeah.
We have about 65 people who show up. We probably have 200
Oh, really?
members. So, catch them.
House?
Yes. Not me.
Like, is it primary residence, or just like if missionaries come in, they can stay there?
It's a staff member who watches the grounds, and
Okay.
so, ideally, that could be a possibility, but frankly, we're just trying to know what we're doing because of the zoning and the permits and all of that. So I'm just trying to comply. And to be 100% honest, when I tell you I don't know what I'm doing or didn't know what I was doing, 1,000,000%. And Rob had died, and just trying, is this church even going to survive? And somehow the people still stuck with me and wanted to keep going. So, okay, let's buy this property. Honestly, having no idea what it would take to build a building and everything that we are pursuing. But it's our desire just to comply with whatever needs to be done. And if we mess up, just tell us. No one's trying to do anything out of order. It's just simply the situation that we've been in and not really having anyone that was leading the way. The realtor that I had was new when we bought this place, and looking in hindsight, she didn't know what she was doing. The realtor probably should have told us more information as well. But
I'm assuming you're probably going to do some building later on.
you know what? In a perfect world, if the church grows and we can, yes. I don't want to be swimming in debt, but that's why we're starting with the 4,000 square foot in addition to the 6,000 that's there. And then we would probably look at renovating the house to better suit our needs. And there's a lot of storage in that house. So, but that's as far as we are right now.
Thank you. Is there any other question from anyone? CJ?
I guess my only comment would be, I guess a couple. Well, one, I'm assuming staff has explained the process doesn't end just here. Like, you'll have a lengthy process to go through, not only with planning, but also engineering and codes.
They are already on the docket for April Planning Commission with a site plan.
Okay, cool. So they have a consultant that's helping them work through everything. Okay, great. Okay,
Yeah, and can I just say, for the record, it is like pulling teeth from a chicken working with with those engineers. So I understand what you're saying. It is a long road ahead. That's what I've learned, yes. But we are doing it, yes.
Larry, you have any questions? Jeannie?
Is it all contingent, or have you purchased the property?
Oh, we've purchased it, yes. Yes.
Drew, you got anything else?
I had my question already.
All righty.
I just didn't know if there was any, I guess that's more planning. I mean, I don't know.
Your thing.
Yeah, I was just curious to know, like I said, when I asked if anybody's going to live there, I don't know what impact that has on planning, if somebody living there full-time has any impact. Just curious to know.
I mean, the use is already technically allowed because of the ag zoning. They would need a conditional use to allow for the church use, but someone living there, I don't think is going to be an issue from an entitlement standpoint.
Yeah, that won't be an issue at all.
And I mean, for me, I think the property is obviously large enough to not mess with any setbacks or anything like that. They're solely asking for just the use. They're not asking for any other variances past that.
All righty.
I'll bring up just a reminder, as you are considering conditional use permits, in your staff report, there is a list of conditional use permit criteria. It kind of starts on page 2 of your staff report and goes into the 3rd page, A, B, C, and D. Those are criteria that should be considered as you're deciding if this project is worthy of receiving a conditional use permit to be able to operate as such.
Well,
Those are
No, these are
the
just,
conditions of approval that we recommend be attached to the conditional use permit. But there are additional conditions of just general conditions that you need to findings, I guess, if you will, that you need to determine. The first one, A, if it's so designed, located, and proposed to be operated so that the public health, safety, and welfare will be protected. So, I mean, you got to kind of think about those types of things. B is it won't adversely affect other property in the area in which it's located. C, is it within the provisions of the conditional uses as set forth in this ordinance? And then D, conforms to all applicable provisions of this ordinance for the district in which it's to be located and necessary for public convenience in that location.
Okay. Red, you got something else now? Any other question? I'm sorry. Any other question?
No, sir. I don't have anything else.
I guess we're ready for a motion then.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Stand up.
you have to come to the podium.
I just want to know if Brad, if you're going to address that question on the easement, because that's not shown in the plan, and I just need to know that it's not included.
Well, Mr. Rainey called and spoke to me about this. I mean, it's my understanding that the applicant is using your property to gain entrance to their property?
On one side, yes.
On one
They have
side.
a current driveway, and then they're using ours.
Are you proposing an easement, or do you just want?
We have it.
So they have an existing
They have an
easement
existing
for ingress and egress for residential
This
driveway?
is really not the venue for that,
Okay.
but it's really a civil matter between property owners if there's some dispute over a property line and entrance. I mean, they have here that this is going to be their entrance, and Shonda, correct me, I believe you guys agree with engineering's assertion that one entrance would probably be best here,
But it would be widened.
but it would be
And
widened.
we are submitting to whatever, I believe it was T-Dot. that
Yeah, you'll,
Correct, that's great.
But your property is over here, correct,
We're
sir?
on the side, but the driveway that we
I know
use
it's
for,
not.
the driveway we use for fire entrance and emergency services for the event center, if we got traffic going both ways, and that's why commercial and code won't allow the use of an easement on a special use project or a commercial
that'll-
project.
This could be something we could address.
This is
with
something we're
Planning
not
Commission.
addressing tonight.
Yeah, tonight is for the conditional use permit
Just
only.
wanted to get that out there. I'm hoping we can amicably fix everything there.
Maybe everything will be smooth for you, think.
But if they have their own access,
We can address it with Planning Commission.
very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
the only other comment I'll add is I don't see TDOT allowing 2 entrances just because of the state route and just the sheer logistics you have to go through to.
Well, being 100% honest, I just thought it'd be a good idea to have it in and out. I literally have no idea, and
Yeah.
we'll do whatever is
Okay.
best to do.
If they
No
do,
problem
awesome,
at all.
but That obviously comes next.
I thought it had pretty flowers in between the entrances, and that was honestly the thought pattern with that.
Engineering expressed that concern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. I guess that's all the question for you. Thank you.
Can I just throw in there, my daughter is getting married tomorrow night, and tonight is her rehearsal, and that's why I'm so dressed up. I just want-
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Anything else? Entertain a motion then.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the conditional use permit on the basis that that use, do I list A through D, or just simply select one?
You can say that you feel like it meets all the conditions of the,
I mean, as long as they comply on all the other things, but those things will be addressed at a different time. But based on what I've heard tonight, I'll make a motion to approve the conditional use permit based on the fact that it's not going to adversely affect adjacent properties in the area, which is item B, and that they do comply with the provisions listed under conditional uses set forth in the ordinance.
Did you get all that, Mary Ann?
I'll second.
TJ seconds. All in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So you have your variance on that particular thing.
Well, conditional use permit.
Yeah, conditional use permit. Anything else tonight?
we do not have any other business.
Thank you all for being here tonight, and had a beautiful day.
I'll make a motion to continue the weather.
We've been on
Second.
Your motion is adjourned?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned, second?
Thanks.
Stand adjourned. Thank you. Thank everyone for coming.
Thank y'all.